regarding the Arab-Israel conflict, continuing last semester lecture by Alfred Pipers. Tonight, His Excellency, Mr. Hiam Devon, the ambassador of Israel in the Netherlands, will be speaking to us. The ambassador has been part of the Israel diplomacy, amongst others as the ambassador of Ethiopia, consul and ambassador in Toronto, Canada, and the head director of missions in both Asia and Africa. Furthermore, before coming to the Netherlands, the ambassador fulfilled the role of head of Israel's Agency for International Cooperation, as well as the Society for the Transfer of Technology. The ambassador will be addressing various topics regarding the current situation in the Middle East from the Israeli perspective. So, without further ado, Mr. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much for inviting me. You have a very active committee and a very good treasurer. I don't remember visiting a campus and having some wine before, so you're doing very well. I'm a professional diplomat. I'm 36 years in the business. I'm sure many of you probably will wind out in the diplomatic service of the Netherlands or the other countries that you are coming from. It's very interesting. So you'll have to address the students in different campuses as well. So this will be a very interesting exercise. Let me just begin with asking you. We're talking about Israel. What do you think about the population of Israel? How big is Israel? Do you have any idea? 7 million. Okay, do you all agree? 7, 70, 15? Okay, 7. Good call. 7 million, because I mean we're making noise for 70, but we're just 7 million. And how big is Israel? How big is Israel in comparison to the Netherlands, for example? Okay. Okay, Israel is half the size of the Netherlands. So just to give you an idea, Israel is very small, and therefore when we speak about Israel being vulnerable, Israel being in a very, how should I say, uneasy neighborhood, you have to understand, small in size, small in terms of numbers, and surrounded by, I would say some of the countries are not that friendly. What does it mean? What does it mean not that friendly? I'll just give you an idea of what we are facing on a daily basis, and you don't hear much about it. On a daily basis, rockets are being launched from Gaza, from the Gaza Strip to Israel. Gaza Strip, which we pulled out of less than 10, about 6 years ago, we pulled out of Gaza, we dismantled settlements. It wasn't easy to dismantle settlements, to uproot people that were living there for so many years, but we did it for the sake of starting a new page, because everyone is saying that settlements are obstacle for peace, and the result is bombardment of barrage of missiles since the time we left Gaza Strip. And the shelling is going on. The fact that you don't hear about it is that luckily the missiles or the mortar attacks do not hit a school, a university, a marketplace, either because we are able to, by the way, there are seats over here for those of you who would like to enjoy this front row. You have the cheap tickets, okay? The fact that we are able to either prepare the people to go very fast to the shelters, or that we have our own system to try and, in most cases, be very successful in intercepting the missiles. But when the siren goes on, when everyone has to run, imagine now there's a siren outside and all of you have to run, and you know that you have 50 seconds, between 30 to 1 minute, to find the closest shelter. Just think what it does to your blood pressure. Just think how it affects you emotionally, and we're talking about kids. We're talking about a generation of people living in the southern part of Israel that every night experiencing the siren and the fact that they have to go to find a shelter or to run to the shelter. They are wetting their beds, they are emotionally disturbed. This is what we are facing on a daily basis, and we are still trying to restrain ourselves. So when we talk about the reality of Israel, this is just one aspect. And in the north, Hezbollah, where's Lebanon? We pulled out of Lebanon. We pulled out of Lebanon according to the UN resolution. We pulled out completely. What did we get in return? Barrage of missiles. Hezbollah, which is a terrorist organization possessing 60,000 missiles. There are very few armies in Europe that are possessing 60,000 missiles. And this is an organization that is a proxy of Iran, and I'll talk about Iran later on. So just to give you two examples of what we have to face, what Israel is facing, and yet, small Israel, and you can see very small Israel, in spite of all the challenges and all the threats, we have been able not only to move ahead in terms of development. Our economy today is one of the strongest in Europe, by the way, in Europe, not in the region, in Europe. We are one of the very few countries that development growth is higher than unemployment growth. We are still very proud, not still, very proud to be, a democracy, to freedom of religion, cultural life, in spite of all the problems. And I'm not so sure that many people, many nations will have been able to face those challenges that we are facing and to run relatively normal life. And I think we are running normal life. And if you will have a chance to visit Israel, visit Tel Aviv, you'll think, wow, Tel Aviv, certainly Tel Aviv can compete with Amsterdam in terms of, nightlife, etc. And I know Dean is from Tel Aviv, so where's Dean? Dean is here. Ask Dean about life in Tel Aviv, and he can tell you, believe me. So this is one of the most interesting phenomena that we are living in a very difficult region. We are being always threatened. I mean, the latest is the nuclear threat, Iran going nuclear. Why are we bothered by the fact that Iran going nuclear? Just because they are pledging to wipe us out of this planet. And Iran going nuclear, right now they're pretty dangerous. If they're going nuclear, it won't be just a threat, our threat, it will be the threat of Europe and world stability. So this is the region that we're living in, and therefore we are looking very carefully to what's happening in the surrounding countries and what actually the Arab Spring means. Let's take, for example, a country like Egypt. Egypt today is how many people? What is the population of Egypt? 80 million people. 80 million people. In 2050, there will be 160, they'll double. By the year of 250, 160,000 people. Already today, there are an addition of 1 million newly born every 9 months. 1 million newly born, which means you have to, later on, give them jobs opportunity, give them education, provide them with the ability to generate income. And when you have thousands of university graduates, thousands every year, that they know that they have no chance to get a job, this is where unrest begins. So when you have no possibility to get a job, not like you, because all of you will get a job, wherever whether in the Netherlands or the countries you're coming from. But for the Egyptians, and not only the Egyptians, many others, this is very typical to the Arab world, there's no chance in the world that they'll get a job. Now, so what happened now that didn't happen before? Some people call it the Facebook revolution. People today interact. Suddenly they see what's happening out there in the world. They see what are you doing. They see why are we behind? What's going on here? Why I don't have the freedom that people, students, graduates in the Netherlands enjoy? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to move wherever I want, freedom to elect whichever party I would like to elect. There's no democracy. There's nepotism. There's the dictatorship.